In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a shoulder roll into a shoulder stand. It's a slightly more dynamic way to get into a shoulder stand rather than doing it more slow and flowy, because you do have to kind of throw yourself into it a little bit and really use your legs like a windmill to get yourself around. So how you're going to come into this is you are going to start lying on your side, and I'm going to try and slowly walk you through the steps first before doing it fast. This is one of those ones though where you kind of have to do it fast to get yourself to where you want to be, and you do need a good amount of floor space, so make sure that you do have that. So to start, I'm going to start here on my side. So to get over to my shoulder stand, I'm going to end up over here, opening my legs in a straddle to the audience, okay? And to do that, I'm going to use my top leg to throw and swing myself around. It's almost like you're doing a big flare with your legs to rotate yourself on your back and then onto your shoulder. So if I was doing it slowly, it would look something like this. So this leg is going to swing, and as I swing it across, I'm going to keep looking towards my center and towards my legs as I cut this leg across my body and then spin to my back. And as I do that, I'm opening into a straddle, and you can see here how I'm using my core to keep my butt off the ground. So you don't really want to go flat back because it's actually going to make it harder to stay properly engaged for this move and also to slide on your back. So you will be here, and your hands will be pressing into the ground to help you, although they won't actually be on the ground for too long because you are passing through this position pretty quickly. You don't actually want to feel like you're stopping here, but for today's purpose, I'm going slowly. So you get to this position, and then you want to keep turning to get to here and then to here. So this is where you're going to end up. Okay? So essentially, it's a spin on your back into that shoulder stand position. Okay? So I'll do it again as slow as I can. So I'm on my side here. Top leg is going to throw. I'm going to look at my legs. So you don't want to look over your shoulder. Sometimes when people look over their shoulder, they end up on the wrong shoulder and facing the wrong direction. Okay? So I'm on my left hip right now, meaning I want to land on my right shoulder. Okay, so this shoulder is the one that I want to land on, not this one. Okay, so I'm going to swing, bring it across my body as I start to lean backwards, open into a straddle, core is engaged, I'm turning still, and then I push myself over into my shoulder stand. Okay, so that's how you do it slowly. I recommend you try it slowly. You actually need a little bit more core control and body control when you do it slow versus if you do it fast, you can use some momentum. So I'm going to do that now so that you can see what that looks like. And when you land in that shoulder stand position, you are landing with your platforms hitting the ground. Okay, so this is what it looks like fast. Okay, so when I do that, I'm also shooting my hips up off of the ground to get them over top of my head and over top of my shoulders so that I can land in that straddle position. The hardest part is actually throwing your body over to get your feet onto the ground, because if you're going from here and you're going to here and then you need to get over here, you have to use your core to go over, but you also need to think about using the momentum you have from your legs to shoot your hips up and over, kind of like that. So if you were to stay here on your back and you had your hands down, because your hands, like I said earlier, are going to help you push yourself over into that position. It's just easier going fast because you have the momentum too. So again, if I was here, my hands are down here, I'm going to push them into the ground, and at the same time, I'm going to use my core and my legs to throw my hips up and over in the direction that I want to go so I get over top of this shoulder. So from here, it's this motion. Push, shoot, push, shoot. Okay? So let's do it one more time. At normal speed, maybe you'll be able to see that push and shoot motion now. Starting here. okay? So that's how you do this dynamic shoulder roll into a shoulder stand. Try it on both sides. There's always one side that can come a little bit more naturally than the other. But again, make sure that you're doing that push and shoot motion, because that is what really helps you get over into that shoulder stand position.